All right, everyone. Welcome to our day number 2 of the beginner class with Sudowrite. The day where we're going to have a lot of fun trying to get all those little things that we want to learn. And remember what I said yesterday, the point is that next week when I do the write with me, you'll be comfortable to follow along and participate in the write with me so we can keep learning all together. So from yesterday, where we left off, we have our paperwork that we did a little bit here. I went through from all these things that we're supposed to look at. So we did look at the plan, the credit, that we will see today as we did, and we kind of went over the credit usage a little bit, but we'll see a bit more of that today also. The feature, we're going to work more with the feature also. We start a bit of the write and the auto write before we left also yesterday, and the guided write. So they all goes together. So this page here, you all have access to it, but in case I will send it back again. Now we try to not panic. I mean, it's not our fault that the link didn't work. So we'll try to speak slow so everyone can understand and go over everything that we want to go over. And if we miss something, don't worry, come back next week when I do the write with me. We'll keep on going and learn even more. So where are we here? Okay. So we did the introduction yesterday. The brainstorm, we did a little bit of brainstorm. So from yesterday, we did have our turbulent political story that we started. So remember, I showed you how to start a folder. So this folder that you can put your note in, everything you want to do about your story, any brainstorm you can put in your notes. You can get everything in order for you, gets easier to work with. Plus, we also showed you how to import a manuscript that you already work on. So we import like almost 30,000 words yesterday of a story. Sorry. So this one here, the clock steampunk story that I wrote. So we see the word that we brought in from there. So we have every chapter of that book. And I also showed you how to use visualize in 2 ways. The first way was with 100 words. And the second way was with a lot of words, and showing you that when we do that, it gives you often enough like a cartoon square. And like I said, the AI, even though the AI is supposed to know how to write, when it comes to put that with picture, it's gibberish. It doesn't work too good. But if you have Canva, those two are very similar because we have Canvas in Sudowrite. When you have Canva, you can bring this image in Canva and use the eraser and take those wording off and replace it in Canva. And then you can save it and bring it into your book easily. All right. From this point here, do we have any question that I should go over before I start going even deeper in all that information from yesterday's story that we're going to keep going with?
There's nothing in chat.
All right. All right. We have most of our people from yesterday. That's good. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Again, that's Mano. And you know that we were all together yesterday. Everyone has a copy of the document and we keep on going. All right. So yesterday, we did go through this little synopsis that we got ChatGPT, or our chat, which is the one here when you highlight text and it shows up here. We had a conversation with chat. We said, hey, I'm teaching a class and I want to have a small story to start and having everybody on board. And that's where we did ask for that political, romantic with twists and the sibling in the twist. And this is the little synopsis that he gave us. Everything gets inside this here. I brought everything in last night. Then we had a question about, can we get more description to our character? And again, we did ask ChatGPT if he could do it, or we did ask also describe. And so you remember we just highlighted Mia and Alex, and we asked describe. When we did that, we got the sight, the taste, the touch, and a lot of information that maybe we were not looking forward to it, but we got it anyway. And then we also learn about those pesky words that keep coming back, like where's that little word that we have here? Piercing blue eyes. So they both had piercing blue eyes. In every little paragraph, we had it. So I showed you how to remove that. So even though it's here, if you put it back here, the piercing blue eyes come back. So from here, we just delete it. So this is part of what the brainstorm we're going to have about our story. What else do we want to know about our story? Now it's time to get in now. Let's get this story on the road and get our brain dump, which will go in our story Bible here, going. Give me some idea of what you want to know more about our little synopsis here. Or do you want me to take the synopsis and go directly into the story Bible, and we get the story Bible to open up more information about it?
I think it's interesting to understand how this short synopsis could be broken down into this flow of different story developments and arcs and chapters, if that's possible.
Mm-hmm. So what would you like to do? Do you want to see it this evolving into the story Bible, or do you want to use all those little tools on top here?
For me, it's how it evolves. It would be interesting.
Do you see in the brainstorm here?
Yes.
All right. So let's do that. So we're going to copy everything we have from yesterday, and we're going to bring it in our story Bible. We have our brainstorm, and this is exactly what it says here. Everything you know about your story, you bring it here. And we don't have a lot of information about our story. We just brought some information about it. Now, do we know what genre is it, our story? Or should we ask, what's the best genre for our story? Let's go ask our best genre. What is the best genre for this story? Oh, I did a quick edit. The quick edit is not going to give me the answer, it's going to rewrite this. That's my bad. Let's see here. Did I copy? So this is not what I was looking for. The answer is probably right, but that's not what I need. So let's go back again, quick edit. Don't forget to go on the quick chat to get the question going. Quick chat. What's the best genre for this story? In the meantime, you guys can say what do you think is the best genre. So here, giving a theme of corruption and justice, family dynamic, and political drama, this story seems well suited for political thriller genre. It could also fit into drama genre, especially with the focus on relationship, power struggle, and unexpected twists of romance. Both genres would allow for tension, intrigue, emotional depth, and especially effectively explored in the narrative. What do you think is the best framing for the political thriller or drama? So let's see. It's definitely corruption and justice. Still seems suitable for political. Let's get that political genre. And we're going to bring both genre in. So for now, let's put this here. And the one it gave us is, it's gone obviously. What was the other one they gave us?
Drama, I think.
Family drama or relationship?
Drama, like DRAMA.
Let's call drama. All right. Start of writing. We can decide it now, or we can let this program to go. Hold on. Get my dogs barking. There we go. Struggle, blah, blah, both genre, tension. Drama, genre. Okay. Now let's see what will be the best style. Writing style. The writing style is engaging, suspenseful, emotional, evocative would work well. Consider using mixed descriptive language to set the scene, dialogue to reveal character dynamic and conflict. Now we still have 40 words to use, so let's get this engaging, dialogue, dynamic, conflict I want. And we want to keep the tension very high, creating complex, moral, ambitious character, intertwining personal. Okay. I think I like that style, so we can work with that for now. Anything else you want to add to this? And we are at the 40, so let's see how we got some words off. Anything else you like to add to this? Always seems to be intertwining. It's pretty good here. Now we have our synopsis, but we're going to ask for another one here to see what it's going to give us, if it's going to give us a bit more, because as we know, we have those interrogation point here in every box. Every box has these. So this random is going to affect the synopsis and the beats. So you already have our first little synopsis. It has information already on Mia and Alex, which, by the way, we can change their name in the story also. So here the genre is going to affect the outline, the beats, and the prose. Same thing with the style is going to do the beats and the prose. So our synopsis is coming from the genre in the brain dump. So let's see what it's going to give us, because we did give a bit more information. Now we have the genre, which should be the same anyway, but let's see what it's going to give us. Let's generate a synopsis, see if it's going to give us even more information and more twist to our story. So in the art of the nation capital, where power and influence intertwine like serpentine vines, two siblings found themselves ensnared in a web of corruption that threatened to tear their family asunder. Alex and Mia, bound by blood but divided by circumstances, were thrust into tumultuous realms of American politics, where truth was a commodity to be bartended and justice a mere facade. Alex, a firebrand activist with burning passion, so he follows that. He is dedicated to his unraveling intrigue and tapestry. Huh? We love that word too, tapestry. Mia is sister, a mirror image of appearance, but a stark contrast in ideology, found herself unwittingly untangled in the very scandal that her brother sought to unravel. So this is the same that we have up there, but with a bit more information. So from the little paragraph we have 580 words. So the stake escalated with each passing day as the siblings found themselves embroiled. He's using a lot of words I'm having a hard time with. In a high-stake game of power and betrayal, loyalty were tested, allegiance fractured, and the bond of family strained to their breaking point. Mia's unwitting involvement in the scandal cast a pall of suspicions over her relationship with Alex, her brother, forcing them to confront the harsh reality of the world they inhabited. As the web that deceive unraveled layer by layer, Alex and Mia found themselves caught in the crosshair of those who sought to preserve the status quo at any cost. In the climatic moment, as the truth finally, I'm going to close down my Discord so we don't have that noise disturbing. There we go. Climatic moment, engage a betrayal, Alex, the bound forge in a crucial diversity with, Sarah as their side. They comfort. So we don't know who Sarah is, where she's from the story, but who is she? In the end of the dust settled, the smoke cleared, the sibling emerged victorious. Okay, so apparently it's going to finish well. In this synopsis, do you see anything that you would like to see change or fix? You want to get at the third person POV. Yes, it is possible to do easily. We're going to even right here in the style. We have 39 words. To get the prose and the prose, we can put it right here. It should work, no problem. Now, this is what I'm saying here. It's on the third person because this is going to work with the beats and the prose when it's building the story, plus the outline is going to know that I want the story at the third person. You can also go in the style, but you're only going to go and affect the beats and the prose. So you can play where you want to put things in those boxes. All right. In this is the synopsis. Anything else you'd like to see? More twists, more drama, or things as is it finishing in the good things? The smoke layer and having the triumph over the forces of Sod to divide them, but the scar of their ordeal ran deep, reminder of the war and the politic between the right and often the blur, and the price of the truth was often pain in blood, sweat, and tears. We don't know how it's going to finish. Something's going to happen, definitely. We're going to have to tell the story to give us a lot more information and good twists and drama there. All right, I don't see anything in the chat to add anything else. Anyone wants to chime in? We keep on going. So for your story, in the future, if you have story and you want to change something, you can change it, you can write it, you can change it by removing things, adding things, or you can ask to rewrite the synopsis. And there you can also, the third person, you can say rewrite at the third person POV, and you can choose the POV of the person you want to be at. And a lot of information, you can do a lot of things here. So let's go with this. So we have our brain dump, the genre, the style, our synopsis. We can ask for the character now, or we can ask for the outline first. It's always up to you how you want to do it. But I'm curious how many people is going to bring in, because in our synopsis, we only have 3 people, but then we know we are talking about politics. It has to be a lot of people in that story. So let's generate all our character here and know that our character is going to be generated based on the synopsis and the brain dump. Or if you remove one of them, if you remove the synopsis, it's going to just use the brain dump and vice versa. So, well, it seems that his favorite is going to be the synopsis, but if it doesn't exist, the brain dump. Let's try that. Any question at this point?
Not really.
You're not sure?
No question from my side.
Does the AI create a story to know who will be in it? Yes, it's going to create the whole story. It's going to help you with everything. But know that you are in control at all time. At all time, you want to change things, you go ahead and you change things. So here we have the name of Alex. So Alex Hartman. That's the first time I see this last name. Alex, I use a lot. Now, I'm not sure if they fixed that or not, but make sure that you let the AI know that Alex is a man. If not, at some point in the story, you may read a lot of they instead of Alex. because Alex is basically a neutral name, and the I often put them as they. But here he knows that it's a he, so he should be fine. He knows it's a man. He knows it's a human, mid-30. He doesn't have any specific nickname, not even here. We don't have a group yet because we don't know all about the story. Now we can also give it what Alex is going to be. Is it going to be a protagonist or a supporting character in the story? So it's about Alex and Mia. So they're both going to be the protagonists in that story. So what does they give us here? We have his zodiac name. He has a secret that he carries guilt over past action that inadvertently hurt innocent people during his investigations. So what does he do for work? Anyone see what he's doing for work? Fashion maker, cross intense, journey over, growing political.
Wasn't he an activist when we started the story yesterday?
Yeah, he's an activist, but these activists, are you paid to be activists or do you have a job on the side?
You have a job on the side, but we didn't give him a job.
All right.
Yeah. I think he could be an investigative journalist.
All right. So what's about we're going to give him a job? So here in character, how you want to change your character or add more information to your character or things that you don't need in your story, by example. So if in my example, I don't need to know if he had a very funny nickname or I don't want the character to have a nickname. You see those three dots? You just click on them. You can delete these things. Or you can put down, never use it, ignore it. I don't want to see it in the story. Or you can do a rewrite or a rename. So you can change these information here, no problem. This is still under work, and this is the default of the story in Sudowrite. But for us right now, we're going to add something. So we can add here, like, let's put work. And let's see if he's going to understand what I'm looking for. I'm just looking what is line of work. Let's put the line of work.
Would employment be a phrase?
If you want, you can put a phrase. You can put anything you want here as long as the AI understand what you're looking for. So like here is asking for unique trait and quirks. Yeah, I want to know what his line of work is. So let's see if you understand. I'm going to say, fill this in for me now. Just do it. Let's see what it's going to give Alex, what kind of work he's going to be doing. Alex Hartman is an investigating journalist. Good job, you got it. He gave him exactly the same job that you were asking for earlier. So you see, and he gave you a lot of information on what he's doing: documentation, conducting interview, following leads, often taking him into dangerous territory. His relentless pursuit of the truth has earned him both accolade and powerful enemies in equal measure. So you see, just adding a trait to your character will give you a lot of information. All right. Have bounce to a work meeting. You're welcome again. Come back tomorrow and next week. If you make a later change, says character, do you have to regenerate all part of our based on that? Ooh. If you change something, it's nice to be changed in the first, if you work in the first couple of chapters, because you would have to rewrite the part that you change or add, or yeah, you would have to rewrite in a way that it will reflect the change or regenerate. But don't forget, if you regenerate a story or prose, it will change stuff to the story. It's not going to be the same story exactly word for word. with the change that you put up. So it would have to be like a rewrite, and I don't think we have the rewrite in the prose as yet. But we're going to see what we can do with that. So let's keep on going on this one. So that's a very good question. Yeah, there's also the chat version that we have. So if you change something and you go into your story and you use the quick edit. So if it's like a paragraph that says you want to reflect the change from the character in that paragraph, use the quick edit and tell quick edit, I changed that in my character and I want it to reflect in that paragraph or the 3 paragraph that I highlighted. Does that answer your question?
No, you do see you have the rewrite key there, right? The rewrite.
Yeah, you can also do the rewrite. Miss Lynn is right on that one. You can use the rewrite. You can say, please rephrase, but in your case, you want to change something about your character. So you can use a customize. In the customize, you can say in my paragraph that you highlighted that we have Mia and Alex. Let's say we say Alex and Mia are not brother and sister. They find out they are, oh my goodness, that would be something, that's a bit too much twist there. They don't know they were brother and sister.
Territory.
Huh?
You're getting into the Coles territory.
Yeah, basically we're getting in the Coles territory. So something very scandalous happening and you want that to reflect in that paragraph, you can put it here. So rewrite in a scandalous way. So, but that doesn't really show your character thing. But you understand what I'm trying to say here?
Yes, perfect.
All right. So just write here that you want to reflect in that paragraph. So let's keep on going here in the character. So here we add this line of work. It works on Alex, but it's not on Mia. It should not be there. It just stopped here at that. It's not on Sarah either. So we want that for every character we have in our story. So we have to go in the customize. So in the customize, you can see all the item that I had put in the past. So we're going to add this line of work. And we're going to say add to the character now. It's going to add that. And you're going to see it's going to update all the character with this one. Hopefully it's not going to get all of those, but and then I'm going to say, okay, I like that because in all my story, I really want to know what my character is doing for work. So let's save it and keep it as a new default. Save it here. And in the future, it's going to show up in all your story. Now, see, that's the thing. All the other things that I had, they got added to it. So if they speak another language, because you know I write in 2 languages, it shows up. So all my other one that I normally use are here also, not just the one I asked about the work. So we could go and delete them or just leave it as that. So don't use them. So let's see how that goes with that because they're empty and I'm not going to fill them up. So we have this line of work and let's see if we can get Mia's line of work also. Her secret is empty. She has no secret. That's impossible. She has to have secret. Let's fill this in. I want to know she has secret. She has to have secrets. And she has to have a zodiac sign too. You didn't fill that up. Let's see if he's going to be able to put the zodiac sign with her birthday. And I'm pushing the AI. I want to know if he knows what he's doing. So if you give her, she's Libra. Is Libra is in October?
Yes, it is.
There you go. So we know that he at least has that knowledge. Perfect. So we got that. And you know, when I say I work with people which passed away, so when you do real story, you need to know these things, their marriage, their date of death, the name of their children. So you can tell how you can manage a real story with the real information of your character for your books. Next week, we're going to work on that. Other language. So where's her work? Her work is right here. So I want to know what Sarah is doing for works. And then Sarah is our person that we don't know who she is. Enigmatic and elusive with her hair, air mystery and that's surrounding her. She is highlighted intelligent, resourceful, cunning, making affordable presence in any situation. Her true intention and loyalty are difficult to discern. So for who does she work? Sarah passes surrounded in secrecy with connection that seems to tie her directly to the heart of the major political scandal. Still don't know who she is. Is she good? Is she bad?
I think the original story was she was in some kind of scandal or the part of the corruption, but she didn't know. She was unknowingly in that part of the corruption.
After that was Mia.
Oh, it was this one, Sarah.
Okay. But Mia and Alex are also entangled in the story. That's going to be interesting to see what the AI is going to do with that, because now we don't know where to put Sarah. Is she a protagonist, antagonist? Is she just a supporting? Is she a love interest?
She was the love interest of Alex.
Ah, okay. So we put her at the love interest. Let's see if we can see here if he's going to show us anywhere that's what she is. Personality disorder or zodiac sign. Let's get that. We want to know what she is. And her birthday. So if they do something at her birthday. They don't have children, yes. The flaw, the role. Ah, role in the plot. Let's see if he's going to give us that here. Can you see how much information you can get in the character box? It's fantastic to have all these things now. Sarah Blackwood serves as a pivotal figure whose alliance and intention remain ambiguous, adding a layer of suspense to the narrative. Her interaction with Alex Hartman are crucial, as she provides him with critical information with simultaneously keeping her own secret guarded. As the plot unfolds, Sarah's true motive gradually comes to light, revealing her deep entanglement in the political scandals that threaten to open everything. So what does she do for work? She operates as a covert intelligence operative. Often working behind the scene to gather sensitive information and manipulate it. Political outcome. Her assignment frequently involve deep cover infiltration and complex espionage mission, making her a key player in the shadowing world of political intrigue. Wow. What else do you want to know about our character before we go even farther? Are we happy with what we have right now? We have Sarah. We have our three main characters that we had to the start. Mia. And
I think it's enough currently for the sake of this exercise.
Sounds good. So now we know we have also Thomas. And we're going to leave that blank and see what's going to bring us. We have Rebecca. We still don't know what her work is either. And we have Elizabeth, Nathan. So we have a few characters here. So let's keep on going.
Is it possible to have a series Bible if I write a series and I have all these characters here and I take this list to other books then too?
You can put them under the group, can also become your series. And if you do a series, you're going to have a lot of your notes on the side here. So you're going to have an outline for each book. You're going to let the AI that you're working on the series. And do you want your series all in one document like this, or do you want to have different projects for each book?
I was thinking of different projects, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
it's also very possible to do it. And here I'm going to tell you how. You know, we have our story here. Let's see this story. It's all what we want. We have everything done. We have our outline and everything else. We're happy with it, but we want to get second book. How do we do that? We don't want to rewrite everything and copy over. So you take this one, says I'm happy with it. I need a duplicate. Go ahead and duplicate.
Okay.
You do a duplicate. So the duplicate become your book number 2. This is one way to do it. So all your information we have from the first story is here.
Okay.
Everything. So you can understand that on your book number 2, you will have to go and change your brain dump. So bring the story from the first book, get the information you want, and says this is book number 2, and this is how I want that this to go. So that here, instead of copy of Deep Start, say book 2 of Deep Start. And you can keep going. So it's one way to go about it, or you can get everything in the same one.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's get our outline going.
One of the developers is also working on a streamlined version of creating series.
Yeah, a lot of thing is behind the in Sudowrite that they're going to work a lot of information, a lot of new stuff is coming up. We're going to have bigger outline. We have to have the nonfiction way to work with Sudowrite and all that. But let's keep going with our story, because I know we missed a good 15 minutes at the start because of the link wasn't working. Let's go if we can generate an outline. Now, if we want to generate an outline, we have choice of what we want to do. Do we want to get that story to become a novel? So the novel string story that we focus on the theme, setting, trope of particular genre. So they give you different story which was work under a novel outline, like Sherlock Holmes, by example. Or we can use the hero's journey. So at any story with a main protagonist who undergoes transformative change over the course of the story, where we have more than one. So for me, I will not go with this one. But again, they give you idea of story which was written under this hero's journey. Now we have the Hollywood beats, a story that follow a feature film structure, focusing on protagonists overcoming obstacles to achieve a goal and restore balance to a chaotic situation. That's kind of the book we are writing about right now, isn't it? Like Save the Cat. And they give us again idea of other things, which that's kind of funny that Buzz Lightyear is there. So I have an origin folder that has only the main character and use that one to duplicate. Yeah, it's exactly perfect way to work with that. That's great idea, Chris. Next one is story circle, story that have a universal themes and follow a circular narrative structure with beginning, middle, and a end that are all connected. That doesn't sound what we're looking for, but then they have mafia story under this. Dorothy, the banker, a lot of story goes under that. So I'm not sure which one would be best for our book. Then I don't think it's a romance. So we're not going into that romance. I don't think so. So which one do you think is better? Novel, Hollywood, or story circle? Hollywood?
Is it possible to come up with my own set of outline beats?
Absolutely. Once you do your own beats, you can go here, you can insert a template, and you can copy your own, not your beats, your outline, your own outline.
Okay.
Okay. The beats also, as soon as we finish this, we're going to get to the beats. So let's generate. So this is how you can bring your outline. So you just say, do that and copy your outline here. Or we can go and generate. So we generate the Hollywood one. So let's go generate this. As it does, we're going to show what the outline is going to do. So this section is generated and is based on the genre, the synopsis, and the character. And I cannot read the rest because it's moving.
I have a question. If you were to want to actually create a short story versus something that's long form,
Mm-hmm.
do you have the ability to set the word count, or because this looks like it creates a longer form?
Yes, that's going to create a long story. I'm going to show you as soon as finish the outline. I will try to show you that. Are you
Okay.
going to be able to stay longer?
Yeah, I have a couple minutes. Yep. I
Okay,
can stay another 15.
so we'll try to show you that. There's many ways to do that.
Okay.
But we cannot do two things in the same time. Once it's starting to do something, we have to wait until it's finished. Rock bottom, better choice, attacking the story problem, Alex, Mia, Rebecca, Lizzie join the forces. New main character sketch. Okay, we'll go deeper in that a little bit later. So here we have our chapter 1. So the main character sketch. What is that about, Miss Lynn? Is that the first time you see that? Those sketch everywhere?
It seems like.
That's a
That's not
bizarre.
normal.
That's the first time I see that here. I saw that in Canvas down here. The first time I see it in this outline. Okay, so we have an outline done under our Hollywood baits. There is many ways to do an outline and many ways to do a long and a short story. So to answer both questions, I'm going to see if I can get this little synopsis. Our first synopsis, we got that little first paragraph. Here, with this, I can make a long story or I can do a short story. And I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place. I just want to answer his question in the same time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use that little synopsis and I'm going to ask for a short story. So what I'm going to ask for a blank document. I'm going to close the chapter generator. I'm going to pass the information right here. Oh, no, I'm going to go in. Is it going to let me do it? Yeah, okay. Here in your plugins, and we haven't worked on these a lot yet, so I'm so sorry for the last time. In the plugin here, remember yesterday I told you about these things here are here for all of you. First draft, shrink, twist, and all that. You can work with these things a lot with Visualize. Right now I'm going to show you for a short story. Use first draft. And what you do in first draft says, see here says write 500-word story about a man named Leo. So write a short story. And how many words would you like to have for it?
Yeah, you can do 1,000 words.
Aye. That's the one thing that we don't do is, it worked. That's not the right story. There's no Lily there. Yeah.
Didn't mean to just get you off the rails here, but thank you. Yes, I'll play with that feature.
Yeah, it's so easy. I just do not do enter. Once you are in here, say write one. Come on, write, because it's not finished writing. Right. Oh my goodness. It doesn't let me in. Just hold on. I have to refresh. Come back. There we go. If the AI is still working in the background, it's not allowing you to do anything. Alex sat in this cramped apartment surrounding a pile of paperwork. This is how you can do a very short story.
Excellent.
And you can see your word count going.
Wow. Very cool.
That's one way to do it. There's many other ways to do it, but this is
Yep.
the very fast and easy way to go.
Yep. Thank you.
The same way you can say you can write an article, poem, all kind of things with first draft. You can also ask, from this little synopsis, give me an outline. It can give you an outline. So first draft is big on a lot of information. It's even going over 1,000 words.
Wow.
We're going to finish this little story that makes sense. I think you really like our synopsis. It's like when I asked you how to get rid of a body. And it's still going. Okay. Oh, all right. So we have 1,699 words of a short story with the same synopsis, our very, very first synopsis. And I will put it in the document so tonight you can read it. Sounds good?
Sounds good. Thanks.
You're welcome. So let's go back to our outline. Are we still having, we passed the 1 o'clock. So I can stop here and we keep going tomorrow, because tomorrow I want to show you the rest of the word building, the outline, and also show you how to use Canvas and the famous plugin, how we use the plugin, how we make a plugins together. How's
Thank
that?
you.
You want me to keep
Great.
going, or? The people always stay with me here. What do we do?
I don't mind staying.
All right.
I've got 15 minutes. I can hang out.
Perfect. All right. Anyone happy with this outline? Because I'm not very crazy about the information I got in this outline. Anyone love this outline, or we can generate another one?
I'd like to generate another one.
Me too. All right, let's generate another one because I'm not happy with this one. So I'm going to keep the novel or keep the novel one. See what it's going to give us. Novel normally give me very good results. So for a story like this, it will turn out as a novel, I'm pretty sure. So let's get the novel. And as it's doing that, know that any of your elements that you generate and you change or make more than one generation, you can go back in the history and get the previous one. And from the previous one, if you like a part of it, you can copy it, bring it into the new generation. Says, I like that part of that old generation, but I like the new generation better, but I want this insert into it. Copy it and bring it inside the new one. Play with it. What we call kick bashing is what we take things from one part to the other and bring it in and make it even more interesting, make it your story. So here we have a perfect introduction. We have an introduction, so not a sketch on someone. So Alex, a passionate investigator, journalist, exposed a scandal involving the political, Okay, so it starts very, very, very fast. It's exposing scandals. So, okay, that's going to be interesting. What I'm afraid with that is the AI is going to give me the end of the story in the first 2 chapters. The information, there's too much information there. But if we use it properly, it's not going to give us the information too quickly in the story, just when we need it. Many ways to do that. But one very interesting way to do it is to remove the information we have here. So many things you can do with this, many things. So what I'm going to do, because I want to work on my outline, but I don't like to work in that box and I cannot use my laser tools here. I'm going to copy it. So those little square here, copy that. Add a new blank document. and pass it through. It's going to give you a title. And sometimes those titles can become the title of your book. So sometimes it's very interesting to look at it. Now, this is part of my book, but it's not part of my chapters. I want to put it in my notes. And I want to make sure it's not linked to my outline. So this part here is very important, and I'm going to show you that when we do the chapter by chapter. So this entanglement of justice, it's a little story that we did on the side. That can go in my note or my imported story. So let's put it in here because it's a different story. This one here was the other one because we did one by error and then we did a good one. So these are all separated. They're not going to be in my outline. All right, let's get back to the outline. My outline is here in my notes, so it's still there. And to make sure I have easy access, I'm going to put down here outline because the title, it's nice, but you want to be able to get to it very quickly. All right, that's done. Now here, I just want this to work with that chapter. I don't want the AI to go anywhere else in my story. I'm going to take all the chapter under chapter 1 off. Okay. And I didn't work on to the world building yet, but we're going to do that as we go. But let's go here and see what we have here. Earlier, I would have all my chapters show up, but now only I have chapter 1. So the AI is forced to look just at chapter 1. So let's go and create that chapter 1 and see what we get.
So a quick question. Why do we have to limit in this case to just one chapter so it has access to the just first chapter?
Because I don't want the AI to give me the punch of the story in the first chapter or the first 2 chapters so we know how the book's going to finish.
All right.
So if I take the information away from an 8 years old, he's not going to tell the secret to his dad, kind of thing. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
The AI, if the AI knows the secret, is going to want to tell you as fast as possible. And this is why from the outline that I remove the other chapter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank God I'm writing Romans. They're going to end up happily ever after anyhow.
That's a good one. All right. So this is our chapter. Now you see here, this chapter 1 is linked to the outline. If I go at some point, I'm going to work my chapter 1 until I'm happy with it. All the other chapter 1 I'm going to have, I'm not going to delete them. I'm going to just unlink them from the outline so that the AI knows all the other chapter 1 are not working with just this one. You're going to understand as we go, and even more next week when we are doing that book together. So here we have the chapter 1. Let's see we are happy with this. Let's generate that chapter 1. Let's generate our beats. And our beats are generated from the brain dump, the genre, the style, the synopsis, our character, and the outline. And the outline is all the outline, not just chapter 1. So, but now, right now, he's only half chapter 1, so he's forced to just do it with chapter 1. So let's generate that. And after, just for the fun of it, we're going to put all the chapter back and generate another chapter 1, and you'll see how much different it's going to be when it's doing the prose. As it's doing the beats, any question? We're doing good?
Piercing blue eyes again.
Yeah, it is. And that's probably because it's inside our character box. So here are the beats. We took the beats and from the brain dump, the genre, the style, synopsis, character, and outline. So we probably have in our character, piercing blue eyes. Physical 30, piercing blue eyes. Delete it. Any other word that are not always showing up? Stark contrast, fair complex. Okay, that guy is there. What's about Mia and Sarah? And she probably have the piercing blue eyes too. Piercing blue eyes. See, he really does love the piercing blue eyes. I'm pretty sure Sarah is going to have piercing something too. Physical processing obsidian. Oh, that's a new one. Anything in Sarah that we think we should delete, or we should leave it there and see what it's going to do with that? I'm sure we're going to find it somewhere in the text at some point. But let's remember that as we do the story, the obsidian eyes of Sarah. All right. So our beats start a chapter with Alex Hartman in the midst of his high stake confrontation is piercing. Let's get off piercing. Blue eyes. Lock into a powerful figure, complete scandals. Describe the intensity of the moment with Alex's voice cutting through the intense as he demands answer. He demands answer to who? Introduce the scandal through a new article that Alex. Many ways we could work with this. We could get this with more information. We can ask, we can bring it out and go rewrite, describe, and add things to it. Or we can see what the AI is going to do by generating prose. Which one do we go for? That's your choice, guys.
I'd like to see you expand it, because that's one of the problems I have with the actual beats. Are they too short, and then they tend to repeat as you go through the story? If I have a longer one, I can actually change information to make sure that it doesn't repeat throughout the story.
All right, so we're going to take those two first beats. I copy them. I'm going to create a new document, a blank document. I'm going to bring it up into my notes. And we're going to close this thing here. We're going to put our two beats here. So how do we do that? What do we see here? So it started chapter Alex in the midst of a high-stake confrontation. Do we want to ask questions, or we just go and expand? We can ask questions.
Ask questions.
All right, let's ask question. What question do we ask? What is the high-stake situation?
Yes.
Let's see, what's that? Okay, the high-stake situation is a crucial moment in the story where Alex Hartman is the investigating journalist confront a powerful figure involved in a scandal. This confrontation is intense and charged with tension as Alex demands answer, driving the scene forward. All right, we have the answer. What do we do with that answer? Copy it. We done that. We like the answer, right? Okay, so we copy the answer, close this, go to quick edit. Now we wanted to rewrite this. So we're going to tell it this is what's going on here, and it will rewrite with the information here. So let's go with just that quickly. It's going to cross it off. There we go. Now you have a lot more information, isn't it? So in the heart of the dimly lit room, Alex Hartman stood, unwavering, his piercing blue eyes again. Locked into the formidable figure at the center of the scandals, the air crackled with tension, each heartbeat echoing like a drum beat in the charged atmosphere. His voice sliced through the silence like a blade demanding answer as revealed off the walls. You can't hide behind your lies any longer. Alex's words were sharp, cutting through the facade of the with relentless determination. All right, so we have that. Is that more information? Do you think that's better for you for your beats?
Definitely. I really do like it. I'm so glad you showed me this.
All right, so we accept this one. So we can take that beat. So that's here. And this one, we're going to use the other one. So instead of doing anything else, I'm going to say expand this one. That's I don't expand. So I don't even want to trace. So how many words? We have 281 words. So, okay. I'm going to go underneath here. So actually, I'm going to put a new number 2, and I'm going to insert it. All right, so our 2 small beats are now much bigger. It can be great, and it can also be a double side sword. Or
Double-edged sword.
Yes, thank you. I was going to re-say that. It can actually work in your favor. It can also not work in your favor. It can just have been like too much information for the AI. So what I'm going to do, we're going to use both ways. I'm going to add another chapter 1. And I'm going to put our 2 beats here. All right. Now, let's check our beats too. We want to make sure we only have 2 beats. We have a lot more than 2 beats. Do you know why? Because we have
Spacing?
Spaces, exactly. We have to remove those spaces so that stay 2 beats. Very important. And as you can see in the bottom, is going to fix that. We're going to do the same thing with the first one. And we should have 2 beats. Very, very important to do. If not, your 2 beats become like 10 beats. So now we can work with that. We can generate this. And then the same thing on the other chapter 1 that we have all our beats written. We can leave it like that. You can check your beats. We have 15 beats, 15 beats. All right. Any questions so far in the chat or for you guys? We're all doing good? All right. So let's generate our first 2 beats with the brand new beats that we just worked on. You can generate your beats. You have your interrogation point again. Don't forget your genre, your style, your character, and this chapter beats only going to be taken into consideration to write that part of the chapter. Now, that's where we have a lot of choice. You guys don't have my voice unless you are in the beta, but all the other one you have. So you have most accurate, which will take everything from that beats and rewrite it with all the information it's having and try to be as precise as possible with all the information you give. It's going to be slow and like it says here. Balance is one of my favorite because I like the way it's using most accurate with best prose. It's giving me the information I'm looking for and good dialogue. Even though we didn't give it a lot of information on the dialogue, but we did say we want a very special way of dialogue. So hopefully it's going to give me a lot of dialogue. If not, we can work on that. The unfiltered is the one which works very well with sex, violence, and horror. It does a lot of other stuff too, but that's the one we have the less problem with these special genre. Best prose is the one who's going fast, very fast, and do a lot of dialogue. You can play with all of them, and the very nice way to go with all those models, because these are all models. So this is the standard one we have. That's the legacy. Those are so we have version 2 here and then version 1 here. The best way to answer all your question on how to work these things or what they all do is basically to do a first prose of the chapter with every single one of them for you to see the difference between them, because they all rewrite or write in a different way, and they all have different level of using the credit. So we're going to try a couple together. So which one would you like to try for our expanded beats? Do you want my favorite one to start, or do you want something to go fast?
Balance.
Balance. All right, let's go with balance, and let's get those 2 beats going. So he says he's going to use about 400 words. He said that very, very quickly, and I with his piercing blue eyes still. You can hide behind your lies, so we saw that. So you see he's going to use the information that he already had. So this part here, that is not supposed to hide behind his the lies and everything else, is also in our prose here. Because by slicing through the silence, the powerful figure before him, he once trust guardian, now unmasked as a charlatan. Your empire of corruption is crumbling, Alex. Continue. Each syllable imbued with the weight of the justice sought, the force of truth yielding to be freed. And we have how many words? 548 words for the 1 and 2 with the extended version of our beats. Now, if we were to do the same thing with the other one, what would be the difference? Because we have 2 short beats, and let's try to use balance again. It should be on balance anyway. That's the standard. We good. Let's see if we can get the difference. How many words is going to give us for the 2 first beat? And what I'm doing is I'm going to tell it to pause because I don't want it to write all the way to 15. Pause. And it's going to give me just 1 and 2. How many words we're going to get with just the 2 short beats? Did I click on it too fast? Did I click on it too fast? I give it time to start. All right. Pause. Islyn, did I change something that we can just, as soon as we click pause, they stop? Is she still here?
That's what they said, but I have heard different reports about how well it's working.
Well,
It's
right
supposed
now,
to pause immediately instead of just the
that's what
you
it's
know,
doing.
at the stride. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's doing. So basically now we are forced to go all the way and stop it when it's finished 1 and 2. There we go. So pause. Okay, so that feature is working. Now, instead of stopping at the end of the beat, you have to read it or let it go and follow it as it goes. So we have 421 words with those 2 little beats here. So Alex Hartman, piercing blue eyes, these will have to be removed. You can search these things, by the way, by using the magnifier here. You can find all the piercing blue eyes and replace them by just nothing. So just let you know you can do that for any other things you want to do. All your little bar on top here is for you to use and getting darker, italic, underscore, scratch, and changing your header and things like that. So you can do a lot of things here the same way you do in a Word document. So here, the first story was, you can seriously expect me to believe you are not involved. So we have a different start on this one. Mr. Hartman, I assure you, the figure began, but Alex cut him off relentless. Assurance are cheap. Evidence, it was after. Read it, Alex the man. Okay, that's a much different starting than this one here that we have. And we still use balance, but the extended version of the prose of our beats. So here it totally follow what we had here, but we don't have the same feeling of the story from this extended version to the first one. So you see what I mean by the difference by extending or using what's there? So how are we doing? How are we doing, Miss Lynn, in the chat?
Well, I think I've been keeping the chat taken care of.
All right. So we are almost at 1:30, and hopefully tomorrow we're going to be able to start on time. I don't want to have, because we lost about 10 people because they have to go back to work or they are counting on the 1 hour mark. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to answer some of your questions for the most advanced people. They want some things answered. And after that, I will get all the information we played on today, put that in our document so you can all read it and see for tomorrow if you have more questions. Tomorrow, we're going to go into Canvas. We're going to work a bit with the world buildings. And I'm going to show you also about all the plugins. And I'm going to try as much as possible to go through all the questions you're going to have for me. So I thank you very, very much. Stay with me longer. I'm just going to stop the recording right now. Thank you so much.